Are you hungry? Because if so, you're in the right place. Today we're making a Tan Tan Scotch Egg in a curry sauce.
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Again, it's a bit of Japanese fusion, but it's Japanese-Scottish fusion. We're making a Tan Tan Scotch Egg, and we're going to serve it on a traditional Japanese curry sauce. But before we have a look at the ingredients, as always, if you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, please do me the huge favor and hit that subscribe button. And also check the bell icon. Like that you get a notification every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. But now, let's have a look at the board. Now we're basically only going to look at how we do the minced meat mix. The eggs are already boiled. I boiled them for 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Like that, to me, they're nice. They stay nice and soft inside in the yellow and the yolk. Yeah, they're cooked enough to not just run all over the place when you cut your Scotch egg. So that's the eggs. I'm not showing you how I boil them because you can boil them 6 minutes 30 seconds. I'm also not showing the curry because I'm using golden curry. This is the hot one. I think there's 3 versions. This is the hottest one. I like that. And normally you just mix this with water. It says on the package how to mix it. I don't mix it with water. I mix it with chicken stock. It kind of adds flavor, and I like it better with chicken stock. So that's a little tip for you when you make Japanese curry. Mix it with chicken stock. And if you want to know how to make a nice chicken stock, I'll put a link here to the perfect chicken stock. So the curry is done. The eggs are boiled. What's not on the board here is you're going to need breadcrumbs. You're going to need some more raw eggs, and you're going to need some flour, and that's when we do the breading for the Scotch egg. So flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs are not here, but you need them. So for our meat, we have minced pork. We have 30 grams of sesame oil, 30 grams of mirin, and 30 grams of Japanese bean paste. We also have some Shichimi Togarashi, and we have a bit of salt. So the first thing we need to do is to get our meat mix done. And we can just take our mirin, our oil, our bean paste, now Shichimi Togarashi and salt, just to taste. I would say probably a teaspoon. And salt, a really good pinch. We'll leave the salt here and the Shichimi Togarashi. And now I always think mixing with your hand is the easiest. So that's what we do. And we just want to mix this to a nice kind of homogeneous mix. So I'll see you once that's done. I'm quite happy with where we are here, but let's give it a try. It's more salt and more Shichimi Togarashi. So I'll try to do this one-handed. That should be okay. And another good pinch of salt. And we mix that in. Do another taste test. That's perfect. So now I will clean up my hands, clean up the board, and get some cling film out. So I'll show you one. Put your meat in between cling film. And I'll just press it out. I'll say, 3-4 millimeters. And then turn it over into your hand. Leave the cling film because you're going to need it for the others. Then put your egg in. And now start closing around the egg. Trying to make sure you don't get any air. We can remove some of it. it back in the bowl. And then we just shape it. Now you can make it thicker or thinner. This is what I think is perfect size for me. But you can make it thicker with the meat if you want. And there we have our unbreaded Tan Tan Scotch Egg. So do the rest of your eggs and then we'll bread them. So we have our breading street ready. We have normal plain flour, we have eggs, and we have Panko breadcrumbs. Now the eggs, I always like to just whisk them up like this with a fork. And again, I'll show you one. The rest you can do by yourself. And now I always try to have one dry hand and one wet hand. So this is the dry hand. Shake off the extra flour. And then it goes into the egg wash. And then into the panko. And I like to double dip. So it goes back into the egg wash. And then back into the panko. Like this we will get a crunchier surface. But you don't have to. If you don't like it, just do once. And that's our breaded Scotch egg. So bread all your Scotch egg, then we'll set up the deep fat frying here. And that's basically what's left to do, to fry them. So I'll see you once you're done with this. So we lost our front-facing camera. That's why we have to do this with voiceover. But we put in our Scotch eggs. The oil is at 180 degrees. And we basically want them to become golden brown. And that's normally enough to cook them through. I mean, the meat part is relatively thin, right? So we just look for the golden brown. It will take a couple of minutes. Now they're ready, nice and golden. Put them on a paper towel to dry off. And yeah, we have one left to do. I could only do 3 in the size of the pot I have. But I'll see you once we're ready to plate. Now this is going to be strange from on top, but if you stuck with it this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about this episode. So do me a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there, takes you a second, but it's so valuable to me. But now, let's cut this egg open. You want to split it down the middle, get through the crust. And that is for me, a perfect consistency of the yellow. And now on with the curry sauce. You want quite a bit of curry sauce on this because it's really nice with the egg. You can cut a piece, dip it in the sauce. It's nice and hot, well, nice and spicy. That should be enough. Now we just take our eggs and place it on top of the sauce. And that's a pretty good looking plate of amazing comfort food. Get some of the curry sauce. Let's go for the egg. I love this. And the double breading adds crunchiness. This is proper comfort food. And it's really not difficult. Just make sure that you don't overcook your eggs. So 6 minutes 30 seconds is perfect. Obviously eggs vary in size, but I love this. Now you can really experiment here. I've had this in a restaurant in Zurich actually called Langtai Pub, and they make it with a pâte capral around it. Also amazing. But I like this version. I like the standard version as well. But this has a bit of heat to it. It has this nice kind of Japanese umami flavors from the Mirin, from the Shichimi Togarashi, a bit of heat as well. You get the Japanese curry. It's amazing. If you have any questions to the recipe, as always, leave them in the comments below. I always answer them. And that's pretty much it for today. But before you go, if you're not a subscriber yet, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, check the bell icon. But now, that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.